Welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
For this is what the Sovereign Lord says.
Why do you need prophets to tell people who you are and what you want?
If you can justify everything that the God of the Bible has done, then you can justify any of your behavior.
A lot of this mentality is trickling into what is now mainstream right-wing Christianity.
I am capable of empathy greater than this God of the Bible.
This is a Bible that they tell kids. This is the good Lord. This is the good book. He is fantasizing about murder, mass murder.
Head over to sacrilegiousdiscourse.com right now to find out how to leave us a review or support us on Patreon.
Hey there, sinners and saints. It's your favorite Bible-bashing duo from Sacrilegious Discourse, and we need your help.
That's right, folks. We're raising funds for some heavenly equipment and a studio that doesn't sound like it's in the depths of hell.
Our current setup, let's just say it's more apocalypse than audiophile.
So if you want to hear us dissect the Bible without the background noise of demonic squirrels, chip in a few bucks.
We're aiming for $5,000 to upgrade our audio and build a studio worthy of blasphemous banter.
Donate today and help us spread the good word of atheism.
You can find a link right on our homepage, sacrilegiousdiscourse.com. Every dollar counts.
Even if it's from your collection plate. Welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
I'm husband.
And I'm wife.
Together we're reading the Bible for the very first time.
We grew up without religion and wanted to know what all the fuss was about.
Well, what have we learned so far?
That God is a dick, and apparently some people believe in talking donkeys?
We're not trying to pass ourselves off as experts.
Nope, we're just reading the Bible for the first time and giving our first take reaction.
If you'd like to join us in this venture, you might consider starting at episode 1.
Otherwise, jump in wherever you like.
All right, let's go read the Bible.
Yeah, let's get to it.
Hey wife, did you know that Anchor is sponsoring our show?
Really? Don't we use Anchor to distribute our podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts?
Yeah, and we are on just about every other platform available as well, thanks to them.
Why do we use Anchor as our podcasting service?
Well, they make editing and distributing our show a breeze.
What if one of our listeners wants to start their own podcast?
Then they should head over to anchor.fm or download the app to get started.
Awesome! You guys should go do that right now! Husband!
Wife!
Do you know what we're doing today?
We're doing the wrap-up for 2 Samuel?
Yeah, kind of. Normally we do, like, a summary and a pop quiz.
Right.
And I'm breaking up tradition this time.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I thought we'd do, like, a recap of 1st and 2nd Samuel and, talk about, like, what parts we forgot and... Because it's one long story.
Right,
and
right.
It broke at a really odd place.
Okay.
So...
just to touch on some things here, we're not doing our contradictions today.
No, we're doing those tomorrow.
Right, so there'll be 2 episodes tomorrow, not today.
Along with Sacrilegious Book Club.
Right. And the weekly wrap-up.
Yes.
Or whatever, replay. Sorry. Mm-hmm. And so then that's all the notes I've got for today. So we're ready to go ahead and get into the episode here?
Let's do it.
All right.
Okay, so I know we did an intro to 1 Samuel, and then we did another intro to 2 Samuel.
Yeah.
And we got into some of the history of the books, but those were both forever ago.
Right.
So, just as a reminder, according to Jewish tradition, the book of Samuel, which is 1 Samuel and 2 Samuel.
Right.
It was broken into 2, but was originally one big long piece. And according to Jewish tradition, it was originally written by Samuel with additions by the prophets Gad and Nathan.
Because obviously Samuel dies.
Right. And,
a while back.
But those 3 are considered prophets.
Okay.
So Samuel, because he was raised from the dead.
Okay.
And then Gad and Nathan. So
right.
It's a big deal.
Okay.
And First Chronicles is which, sorry, I was going through Sam King Khan. That's how I remember
okay.
this. 1st and 2nd Samuel, and then comes 1st and 2nd Kings. But when we get to 1st Chronicles,
Yeah.
it apparently is an account of David's reign.
Okay.
So I think I mentioned that before, but it's just worth repeating because it's all very confusing and
Sure.
and back and forthy.
Yep.
So, just another reminder, Samuel was the final judge.
Right.
Which, from the time period of the judges.
From judges, right. Yeah.
Right. Before the Age of Kings begins. And that's what this period is called, the Age of Kings.
Okay.
So, in Samuel's old age, he appoints his sons as judges.
Right.
But because of their corruption, the people ask for a king to rule over them.
Only God and Samuel didn't like that very much.
Well, apparently God was like, whatever, I guess.
Okay.
And Samuel was like, but that's dumb. And in spite of Samuel's misgivings, God directs Samuel to grant the people their wish.
Right. But I still felt like he was like, you're going to regret this type thing.
Yeah, but he also told them, it's stupid, but listen, as long as you guys behave, don't worship false idols and follow every single rule to the, to a T, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
But, of course, they don't.
Right.
So,
And I mean,
of course,
never.
they're not.
Right.
Right.
I mean, to be fair, nobody ever follows any rules to the,
No.
I mean, that's just saying, that's
Asinine.
life. So.
Yeah. So God gives them Saul from the tribe of Benjamin, whom Samuel then anoints.
A spear-throwing motherfucker.
Spear-throwing motherfucker.
Yeah.
Saul, of course, disobeys Yahweh's instructions more than once.
Yep.
And his kingdom is in a constant state of war.
Right.
And it's just bad all the way around.
Right.
So Samuel rebukes Saul and tells him that God has now chosen another man to be king instead.
Right.
So God tells Samuel to anoint David, the youngest son of Jesse, as king.
Right.
Okay? And the summary that I was pulling from really managed to gloss over a lot of the discrepancies, and
I'm sure.
and they did it masterfully.
Yeah.
Because this is the way it's phrased. Saul becomes ill and David comes to play the harp for him. Saul takes a liking to David and David enters Saul's court as his armor bearer and harpist.
Well, that's a nice way to put all that shit that happened.
Gonna be made king, but then he wasn't. But then he was. But then he was again.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So.
And not to mention, like, Saul was like, I'm gonna kill you, I'm not gonna kill you, I'm gonna speed you, I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna whatever.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm fucking psychotic,
Really interesting little wrap up there.
Yeah.
During a war against the Philistines, a champion named Goliath emerges.
Mm-hmm.
And David slings a stone into Goliath's forehead. Goliath dies, and David cuts off Goliath's head with Goliath's sword.
Awesome. Goliath killer, who's not actually David, but whatever, it's David.
Exactly. Saul becomes jealous of David after the Israelites start singing about how much more successful David is.
Well, he did kill tens of thousands, and he only killed his thousands, so...
Yep. You
got to kill more people,
You got to do it.
Right.
Yeah. So David joins the Philistines out of fear of Saul, but makes the Philistines believe he is attacking the Israelites.
Right.
I forgot all that.
Yeah.
Because it was so long ago.
Right.
Eventually, the Philistines go to war with the Israelites, and David goes with them. But meanwhile, Saul is growing increasingly anxious about the upcoming battle, but he can't get any words from God.
Right.
So that's when he visits the Witch of Endor.
Yeah.
And he contacts Samuel from beyond the grave.
Right.
Which is thereby makes Samuel a prophet.
Sure.
So Samuel reveals that the Philistines will win the battle, with Saul and his sons dying in the process.
Right. So, like, if you trusted in that process, why would you even go to fucking battle?
I wouldn't.
Right.
I wouldn't. I'd be like...
I'd just be like, okay, you know what? I'm going to move to another land.
Womp womp.
Or I'm out, you know?
Yep.
Like, I'm done.
Change of plan, guys.
So, David can have the fucking land.
Yep. I don't need all this.
Right.
When Saul is wounded during a raging battle, he asks his armor bearer to run a sword through him rather than let him be captured by the Philistines.
You were
But
right.
then he does it himself when the armor bearer refuses.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Except for
I
that.
was right.
Except for that, the guy then takes his crown. Remember,
Well,
there's the
The Philistines find Saul and behead him,
right.
sending his head one way and his armor the other. And then when the citizens of Jabesh Gilead hear what has happened, they take Saul's body and perform funerary rites in their city.
But don't you remember there was the guy that brought David Saul's head
I'm getting to
or
that.
crown, not his head, his crown.
I'm getting to that.
Okay.
Yeah. That is actually the end of 1 Samuel.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
It seems like it was much shorter and more succinct than 2 Samuel, which is just crazy because it seemed awfully long when we were reading it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So David receives news from an Amalekite messenger that Saul and his sons are dead. David orders his death for having killed God's anointed.
Got it.
Okay?
Yeah,
So
right.
that's what happened.
Right.
So dude is like, I'm going to get prize, and isn't it great?
Yeah.
And David's like, not so much. Even
Yeah.
though he was trying to kill me, he was still God's anointed king.
Right, but they also that's one of those contradictions that we
Mm-hmm.
came across because David says that he killed him, but it was actually like
This
according to the
Amalekite
Bible.
guy.
Well, no, the in the one part David or Saul fell on his own sword.
Oh, right,
and then
right.
when he goes to see David, David's like, "No, you killed him." And
Yeah.
it's like, well, I mean, did he though?
Yeah, exactly.
So-
it's all very confusing.
Right.
But the whole reason that they make a point of saying that David was like, no, I can't ever kill Saul ever, even though he's trying to kill me, is because they're trying to make him out to be purposely righteous and justified to the crown.
Except that he had many, many, many flaws.
Oh yeah, totally.
Like,
Totally.
I mean, if you wanted to make him be righteous, wouldn't you make him be righteous?
Well, they didn't mean a righteous man. They meant righteously granted the power to be king.
Got it.
He came by the crown honestly.
Okay.
He didn't kill anybody to get it, and he didn't, take advantage or step on anybody to get where he got.
Got it.
He was a dick, definitely. He was a dickbag as a person.
So they didn't
but
want to. They
as-
basically went out of their way to make sure that it didn't sound like he usurped Saul's kingship.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So, the elders of Judah then anoint David as king.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
But Saul's son, Ishbosheth, was supported by Abner,
Right.
who had taken control of the northern tribes.
Mm.
And so Joab's brother, Asael, chases Abner,
Yep.
and Abner kills him, which shocks everybody, because that wasn't supposed to happen.
Got it.
So Ishbosheth then accuses Abner of sleeping with Saul's concubine Rizpah.
Oh. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
So Abner offers to join David because he's like, I did not, fuck you. Fine, I'll just take my toys and go play at the other house.
but then Joab was like, "Nah, man,
Right.
you're not doing this shit."
But David accepts this offer. Yeah,
Right,
totally
right.
come to me as long as he brings Michael with him because he had fallen in love with and married Saul's daughter Michael.
Right.
And so, following the return of Michael, Abner agrees to get the elders of Israel to make David the king.
Got it.
And we're getting to Joab doing a murder.
Right. Right.
Joab believes Abner was lying in his purpose of coming to David and kills him. So that's the first murder.
Right.
There's 2 more coming.
Yeah.
And it's important that we remember this because later on in one of the, I don't know, Kings or Chronicles or some shit,
Yeah.
what's his name?
Joab.
No.
David?
No. David is going to tell his son Solomon,
Yeah.
whatever you do, don't let Joab go to his grave okay, because he's got blood on his hands, just so you know.
Oh.
Like, that's a thing that
wow.
yeah.
So there was some contention there.
Right. That we don't read about here. But
Right.
apparently he's going to tell his son, I'm not telling you what to do, I'm just saying.
Right. Right.
So, deal with him however you want, but he killed a lot of people in his time that I didn't tell him to kill.
Right.
So, yeah, these add up.
Got
so,
it.
I'm glad that we made note of that last time so that I could pay attention to them as we're going through this.
Sure.
So, so they then buried, okay, wait, sorry, I lost my place here. Okay, so Joab killed, Abner
Yeah.
in revenge for Asahel.
Got it.
Okay?
Yep.
And then Ishbosheth is murdered by 2 of David's captains, and they bring his head to David,
Yeah.
hoping for a reward.
Right.
But David is like, fuck you, I didn't tell you to do that. And so he kills them for
Right.
having killed an innocent man. Because I think they killed him in his bed
Right.
or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And so Ishbosheth's head is then buried in Abner's tomb.
Got it.
I think these would make a really great movie, if I'm being honest.
Yeah?
Yeah. Like, this is interesting. Like, and it's hard for me to keep all the people straight because there's too many names.
I don't really want these to be made into a movie, though, because, like, they'd say it would
Yeah.
be taken, they would be a religious movie.
Yeah, I
And
don't
not
want,
like a historical movie.
Yeah, I don't
So-
want that. I want, like, a really cool drama that I can follow and, like, understand the characters' motives, like some kind of a HBO or Netflix thing.
Right.
But not with, like, a Christian spin to try to, like, convince me, you know, oh, God, and the magic and blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't want that part.
It would be really cool if we were, like, past Christianity.
Yeah.
Like, you know how we are with, like, you know, Zeus and the whole...
Exactly.
You know, like, we can look back and be like, yeah, let's have some fun stories with those things, right?
Exactly. Like, we can make movies about the Greek gods and it's fine.
Yeah.
And you don't feel like there's some agenda
Right.
hidden there.
Right.
I don't need no Christian agenda in my dramas.
Right.
So, the only other surviving member of Ishbosheth's family is, do you remember?
Is this Mephibosheth? Whatever his name is?
Mephibosheth.
Mephibosheth.
Jonathan's disabled son.
Right.
And I think that it was Jonathan and David's son.
Except that there was then 7 sons that they killed later.
Well, they're not Ishbosheth's sons. They're his other, like, brothers' sons or whatever.
Got it. And I just realized you said Jonathan and David's son, and that was funny, but I
That
didn't.
was funny.
Register it. Sorry.
I know, you rolled right over it.
Yeah.
I think it's their baby.
Right. Yeah.
But he got dropped, so he's got crippled feet. Poor guy.
Yeah.
So David's anointed king of all Israel. Yay! He's
Yay.
the king. King is king.
Right.
So then David captures Jerusalem from the Jebusites and takes over the fortress of Zion.
Yay.
Okay. I guess that's good. Whatever.
I mean, yeah. He didn't hold on to it very long, though.
No.
So,
So David then wants to bring the ark from Kiriath Jearim
right.
to Jerusalem. And so he puts it on a cart,
Right, and that guy, like, you know, had to steady it
drops
and then
it.
died.
Yeah. He employs the priests Uzzah and Ahio to accompany it. And a grand procession with musical instruments is organized. But it comes to a sudden halt when the oxen stumble.
Yeah.
And then Uzzah touches the ark and dies, like you said. He
Right.
melts.
Because God didn't want him to do that.
Yeah. I think you said that he, like, punched God in the balls accidentally.
Yeah, well, on that episode I did, yeah.
Yeah. That would be funny.
That would be funny.
So David is afraid to take it any further.
Yeah.
And so he stores it with Obed-Edom.
Right.
And it stays there for 3 months. And that family gets nothing but blessings. So then David's like, phew, I guess we're safe to take it
Right.
back to Jerusalem.
Yeah, I'll take
now.
that from you now.
Yeah.
No more blessings for you guys.
I want some
Jeez.
blessings. So as part of the ceremony bringing the ark into the city, David dances like a fucking loon.
Right, and all the women are like, woo.
Because he's swinging his dick around because
Right.
he's not wearing anything but his ephod. So he's like, da boop, ba doop, ba doo.
Right,
And
but as they call him, Michael's very not happy about this.
she's like, the fuck are you doing, weirdo?
Right?
But David's like, I wasn't dancing for you, I was dancing for God, so fuck off.
Mm.
And I wasn't being undignified, so eat my ass. And then Michael never gets to have any kids after that.
Right, yeah.
May or may not be related to the fact that she was irritated. It may
Right.
or may not be that he decided not to fuck her because she made fun of him.
Yeah.
You
yeah,
know, who
right.
could know?
Right.
So David wishes to build a temple, saying that it's not cool that the Ark of God, that, you know, here's David living in a fucking palace,
Yeah.
you know, in a city of David named after him,
God needs something similar.
and God lives in a tent.
Right.
Which, I mean, that sounds right.
I mean, God told them to build the fucking tent, so.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. But then Nathan, a prophet, agrees. And he's like, yeah, that sounds right. But that night, Nathan has a dream in which God informs him that David should not build him a temple.
Right.
For 3 reasons.
Okay.
Do you remember the reasons?
I do not.
First of all, God never commanded it. So, you know,
Right.
he's like, it's none of your business. I
Sure.
never complained about it. You're the one with the fucking problem.
Right.
Ephod wiener dancer.
Yeah.
Second, God is still working to build David and his house up to establish the Israelites in the promised land. I'm not sure what that has to do with.
That doesn't really necessarily mean
Right.
anything there, but okay.
That was just, it was a reason given in the summary. I guess he's like saying, like, my palace can't be complete. I have to still live in a tent because you guys aren't done yet.
Right.
So, like, symbolism, blah, blah, blah.
Sure.
Which, boring. So, thirdly, God will establish one of David's sons as king who will build the temple, and his house will never be out of power. So that kind of goes along with the second symbol, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
Like, until Israel is ready for me to live in a palace,
Yeah.
like, I am only going to live in a tent. Like, God, you're weird.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So Nathan reports this to David, and then David prays to God, thanking him, and he's happy, yay.
Sure.
Because he's like, oh, then I, fine, won't build you a fucking palace.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
care, no fucking skin off my nose, stupid.
Right. Less work I gotta do.
Exactly. So then David asks around if anyone else from the house of Saul is still alive so he can show kindness to them in memory of Jonathan.
Right.
And then Ziba, one of Saul's servants, tells him about Mephibosheth.
Right. And we were like, what about Michael, man?
Yeah.
Like, she's part of that house.
She's a girl. Girls don't
I
count.
know.
He wants to help a dude real bad.
Yeah.
Plus, he's in love with David, or with Jonathan.
Sure.
And so he was just hoping, like, to pass on his love of Jonathan to one of Jonathan's kids.
Right.
So Mephibosheth gets to move in to the fucking castle and eat at his table and have all of his lands worked for him.
Right.
So that's awesome.
Yep.
And then Nahash, king of Ammon, dies, and his son Hanan, I keep wanting to say Hunan, like the Hunan house that we used to order Chinese food from.
Right.
But no, it's not Hunan, it's Hanan.
Right.
Then David sends his condolences. Do you remember this?
No.
But they're like, yeah, right. And,
Oh, yeah.
and
That's
so
where they shave the guy's beard, half beard, and
make them walk around with their pants off.
right, yeah,
To show off their circumcised dicks.
yeah.
And yeah, so they get made fun of.
But then they die for making fun of people.
Pretty much. Because when David hears this, he sends Joab to lead his own army to their city. And then the Ammonites are in battle formation. But the Arameans flee from Joab, causing the Ammonites to also flee. Because remember, Joab had split up his army into 3.
Right.
And he's like, whoever, fights, whoever needs help, one of the other armies will go help the others.
Right.
But it turns out that they all fucking ran away.
Sure.
So the Arameans realize they can't win, so they make peace with Israel and then refuse to help the Ammonites ever again.
Got it.
In the following spring, Joab destroys the Ammonites. Boom.
Right. That'll
He
show them.
blows them up.
Yep.
While Joab is off at war, David remains home in Jerusalem. And what does he do?
Collects more wives, probably. Oh no, that's where Bathsheba happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's standing on the roof of his palace and he sees a naked woman performing her post-period ablutions.
Right.
Cleaning up, making herself holy.
Right.
And he learns her name is Bathsheba. And they have sex.
Yeah, they do.
I think that he rapes her, but
Right. I mean, yeah.
it doesn't say one way or the other, but I am pretty
Given
certain.
the times, given how things were back then.
Yeah.
I mean, even if she agreed to it, like, it's not exactly like she had a choice.
Right.
So.
But, like, I know we've talked about this already, but they just make it seem like this is one of the greatest love stories. And it's like,
Right.
no, it's actually not.
There was even a 1951 movie about the.
I know.
We still gotta watch that shitty
We
thing.
do. But I don't know. There's too much good shows on right now. I
Right.
gotta watch the Orville.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, anyway, they have sex. And she becomes pregnant.
Yep, she does. And David does not want to disclose this information.
Nope. He's
At
like,
all.
I don't want to have a baby. So he recalls Bathsheba's husband Uriah,
Right.
and he's like, hey, don't you want to go home and see your wife? Time for you to go have sex to make her pregnant.
And he's like, nah, man, I got to get back to my friends out there to help them.
Yeah, so he sleeps in the doorway to the palace because he's like, you might need me because we're at all these wars all the time.
Right.
So then, in spite of inviting him to all these feasts and stuff,
Right.
trying to get him drunk and
Multiple times.
Uriah is he's a good man and a good husband because he's like, nope.
Yep.
He can't go home. I'm busy. I'm at war.
Right.
I'm working.
Wouldn't be right.
Yep. So then David deliberately sends Uriah on a suicide mission.
Yeah.
And David loses some of his best warriors in that mission.
Yeah, that was really dumb.
Yeah, but he got him killed. Yay!
Right. Yay.
So after Bathsheba has finished mourning Uriah, David marries her. And
Yep.
then she gives birth.
Because,
Yeah.
that's how that works.
It's disgusting.
Right?
Then Nathan, the
Prophet.
prophet,
Yep.
he comes to David and tells him a parable. Do you remember the parable?
Somewhat. I remember that there was one. I don't remember exactly what it was about, but...
In a town, there are a rich man and a poor man. The rich man has much livestock, but the poor man only has one lamb, whom he loves like a child. One day the rich man has a guest, and instead of slaughtering one of his own livestock, demands the poor man's lamb. David insists the rich man must be put to death, but Nathan tells him he is the man.
Right.
My guy, can you not do analogy?
He can't.
This was pre-analogy years.
Yeah.
Like they didn't...
Apparently that was exclusive to prophets,
Yeah.
They were the only ones that could do that kind of stuff.
Yep.
It was a special skill.
Because they do it again later when
Right.
the old woman, the wise woman, comes and talks to him, and
Yeah.
she's like, "The fuck, my guy."
Right.
So, he's saying you've committed a sin to get something that you already have plenty of, wives,
Right.
and he prophesies that his family will be gripped by violence, and someone will have affairs with his wives publicly.
But then actually,
That comes
one
to
comes
pass.
true.
Yeah. And his family is gripped by violence.
Yeah. But they were before this too, so...
Right, but...
I don't know that that's exactly... Whatever.
Well, I mean...
Yeah.
It happens. His son... His own son goes to war against him.
Right.
That's not
true.
standard.
That's true.
So David repents, and Nathan tells him that he is forgiven and will not die, but his son from Bathsheba will die.
Right.
And the child becomes ill, and then even though David spends his time fasting and praying, the kid still dies.
And then once he died, he was like, I'm good.
Yep. And they're like, the fuck? And he's like, fasting ain't gonna bring him back. He dead.
Right.
So, they mourn him, and then they have a second kid named Solomon. And that's the one that we're gonna learn about in the coming books.
Sure.
He's also sometimes called Jedediah.
Okay.
FYI. So
All right.
that's important news to know.
Right.
So, this is where we start talking about some of David's other gross kids. Ammon, David's son by Ahinoam, fell in love with his half-sister Tamar.
Right.
David's daughter by Maacah.
Yeah.
So, Amnon's advisor suggests he pretend to be ill
Right.
to get Tamar to come in and make bread for him so he can eat out of her hand. And then she comes in, and he says, come into my bedroom, and then he rapes her. And then after he does that, he forces her to leave and is like, he wouldn't even have anything to do with her.
Right.
So he just basically ruined her.
Yep.
He's disgusting. So she rips her gown, which had symbolized that she was a virgin, and puts ashes on her hands and walks around wailing.
Yep.
Which, mental health is a thing.
Right. Right.
So, Tamar's brother, sorry, I just stuttered just then. But Tamar's brother Absalom and David both learn about this, and they become angry.
Right.
One does something about it, though.
Eventually, but yeah. I
the
mean,
other
he
one
bided
doesn't.
his time, but yeah.
Yeah. So 2 years later, Absalom is shearing sheep, and he invites David and all his sons to come, but David refuses to come.
Right.
But he does bless him and send Amnon and the rest of his sons to him.
Right.
Here's the rapist and all my other kids. Gross.
Yep.
So Absalom holds a feast and gets Amnon drunk. He then instructs his servants to kill Amnon in revenge for his rape of Tamar. I think that there should be a story about Tamar. Because She does
She
not.
she just kind of fades away after this. Like, there's not really
Yeah.
any follow up as to what happened
Exactly.
or anything.
Like,
so.
justice for Tamar, you know?
Right.
David's other sons are disgusted by this murder, even though it was justified, and so they return to Jerusalem. And then David hears a rumor that Absalom had killed all of David's sons.
Right.
But Jonadab assures him it was only Amnon. It's just a rapist.
Yeah.
Not the other guys.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Absalom goes to live with his grandfather for 3 fucking years. Because his dad is a piece of shit.
Right.
So David finishes mourning for Amnon, and then he considers visiting Absalom. He considers that.
I don't even remember him considering visiting. I remember
He thought about it. He
Joab
missed
asking
him.
to come back.
He
but-
misses him.
Right.
Joab knows
Okay,
he
there
misses
was...
him.
Yeah, that did... Okay.
So Joab wants to help David,
Yep.
and he tells a wise woman to travel. Here's where we get to the second parable.
Yeah.
Pretending to be in mourning and speak to the king. The woman tells a story about her 2 sons, one of whom was killed, and the other whose death is now being called for, blah, blah, blah. I don't know, whatever.
Right.
And so David agrees to issue a decree ensuring that her son is not killed. But then the woman turns this back on David and asks, why then are you not forgiving your own son?
Right, David. Come on, man.
Analogy, my guy.
Yeah.
And so then she admits that Joab put her up to this, and David agrees to allow Absalom back into Jerusalem.
But he's not
Ooh.
going to let him visit him.
But he insists he does not come to the palace.
Right.
You remember so much of this. Like, I did not remember this until I was going back through it. You're good. Absalom becomes popular in Jerusalem due to his great looks, because he's beautiful.
Had that beautiful hair, and that like cut off like 25 pounds of it at one point.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
for something, I don't remember what that was for, but
I don't either, but
something.
who cares?
Yeah.
Who
Who the fuck has 25 pounds of hair?
Not it.
I just was, like, that's crazy.
Not it. 2 years pass without Absalom being recalled to court, and all this time he's getting pissed.
Right.
So when Joab refuses to help him, Absalom sets Joab's field on fire,
Yeah.
and that gets Joab's attention.
Yep.
So then finally, Absalom manages to convince him to persuade David to allow him to come to court.
Yep.
So they go to court.
Right.
Absalom then begins campaigning, because he's like, oh, isn't it? It's too bad there's nobody good to listen to you, huh?
Yeah. No, he's
So-
setting up for war here.
Yeah, he's like
Or
really...
he's setting up to take over his job.
He's attacking morale.
Right.
Is what he's doing. He's campaigning to become a judge by waiting outside the city gate, and he listens to the concerns of the people and pretends that there's nobody to hear him, and he's like, too bad.
Right.
He also embraces anybody who bows to him, but he's like, no, don't bow to me, I'm nothing. And so
Right.
he's playing like
The people's
the
card.
people card, yeah, like the populist.
Right.
So 4 years pass, and Absalom hatches a plan to get the tribes of Israel to proclaim him king.
Hmm.
David is told of the increasing support for Absalom, and he decides to flee to Jerusalem. And he takes with him all his wives, except for 10 concubines
Right.
that he leaves behind.
Yep. And
Which
then
was
they'll
stupid.
they'll get
They'll get done.
raped on a
Yeah.
roof.
So, and here we go. Ahithophel suggests Absalom sleeps with David's concubines,
Yeah.
just to be a dick.
Right.
And Absalom pitches a tent, yeah he does, on the palace roof, and he does it in view of all the Israelites, because he nasty.
Right.
David, and that thereby, fulfills Nathan's prophecy.
Yeah.
David intends to come into battle with his men, but his generals are like, no. So he stays at the city and instructs his generals to be gentle with Absalom. But that is not what happened.
Not at all.
Battle-
Though they could have spared him.
They could have.
Except for Joab.
Joab was like, nah,
Right.
not happening.
Yeah.
So the battle is a victory for David, and as Absalom meets David's men, he passes under a tree, and his long hair gets caught in the tree,
That fucking hair.
and he is hanged. Joab gets word of this, finds him, and plunges 3 javelins into his fucking heart,
Yep.
killing him. So that's death number 2.
Right.
And Joab declares the battle over and buries Absalom.
Yep.
When David learns the news of his victories and of his son's death, he begins to mourn, wishing he had died instead of Absalom. This prompts his men to start mourning as well. And then Joab's like, the fuck, this is not cool.
Right.
So he points out that the battle has saved not only David's life, but the lives of the rest of his wives and concubines.
Yep.
And he's like, this is humiliating.
Stop crying over people that are fighting you and start worrying about people that are fighting for you.
Yeah, exactly. So David agrees, and he comes out and he encourages his guys.
Yep.
So given the sudden change in situation, the elders of Israel begin to argue about what to do next. They don't know.
Yeah.
Because
What are you going to do?
we're not used to not fighting.
Yeah.
So David convinces the elders of Judah to escort him back to Jerusalem.
Mm-hmm.
And then a scuffle breaks out, because of course it does. Because
Right.
they're like, why do they get to escort you?
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
And so in attempting to resolve the issue, a Benjaminite named Sheba,
Yep.
son of Bichri, launches a rebellion against David, because we just got out of one of those.
Right.
And so all the tribes except Judah get into this.
Right.
So David puts the 10 concubines who were left behind into a guarded house and gives them pensions, but he doesn't sleep with them because they're gross now. They got raped.
Right.
So he allows them to live the rest of their lives as widows.
Yeah, how nice of him.
Yeah.
Rolling my eyes, sorry.
I know.
I know you guys can't see that, so.
Yeah. That's like that /S for sarcasm.
Right.
He then begins to sort out a defense against Sheba. He tells Amasa, the general,
To amass an army.
that he wishes to replace Joab.
Yep.
Yeah, he tells him to go get an army together.
Yeah.
To summon the Judahite troops.
I guess you could see some of the contention between David and Joab at this point because he's trying to replace him.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's what I was saying. When we were going over why did Joab just murder this guy out of nowhere? It wasn't
Right.
out of nowhere. And I had sympathy for Joab.
Yeah.
You know, it's not cool what's happening.
Right, but also there might be some, like, he might be just trying to secure, like, Joab might be just trying to keep his job, too.
He is. He definitely is. But he's also trying to protect the king, you know, and the kingdom.
Right.
And he can't do that if he's not in that position.
Right.
So some of it, yes, is selfish, but I think some of it is also for the greater good, you know?
Sure.
I don't know. People will do some crazy things and they'll justify it to hold on to their shit.
Right.
So, anyway, David tells Amasa to go get those troops together within 3 days, but he fails. So then David tells Abishai and Joab to start pursuing Sheba, and they effectively put down the rebellion before it has even begun. But Amasa goes to meet Joab, and Joab stabs him in the stomach, killing him.
As I recall, they didn't even have to put down a rebellion because the fucking lady was like, "Hey, hold on a second. We'll
getting
toss
there.
his fucking head over the tower thing."
Yeah, so they begin to lay siege to Sheba's stronghold, but like you said, a wise woman is like, why do you want to destroy the city? That's mean.
Right.
And Joab's like, we don't want to destroy the city. We just want Sheba.
Right.
So the wise woman cuts off his head and throws it to him from the city walls.
Yep.
And that ended the siege, like
Right.
you said. So 2 Samuel then concludes with 4 chapters that are weird and stupid.
Yes, they were.
And they lie outside the chronological succession narrative of Saul and David.
Yeah.
And this is a narrative that will continue in the Book of Kings. So
Okay.
this is not going to get better.
Got it.
FYI. And that's why when I read that, I was like, oh, we need to do a summary recap then if we're not done yet with all these fucking people.
Right.
So chapter 21 is where we start going into weirdo land. And it's the story of the 3-year-long famine that takes place at the start of David's reign. And God explains it's a punishment for Saul's genocide of the Gibeonites.
Right.
And Israel was supposed to have spared them, but Saul had massacred them.
Yeah.
And so instead of being like I would be, which is like, that's not my fault, fuck, whatever.
Yeah, no, we got the 7 guys together and
Yep.
for the Mallet or whoever it was, and
Yep.
had send them over to be executed.
Yeah. He asked what he could do to make amends, and they're like, give us 7 dudes, and so he does. He spares Mephibosheth, but he hands over 7
Mephibosheth.
other... Huh?
He also handed over Mephibosheth.
No, he didn't.
There was 2 Mephibosheths.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
No, but the one that we know.
We think. Did they ever clarify that exactly?
Yeah, it's Jonathan's son he spared.
Okay.
The crippled one that was Jonathan's son. He loved him. He spared him.
Okay.
But he did hand over the other descendants of Saul's through the other kids.
Right.
So their bodies were exposed at the start of the barley harvest.
Yeah, and there was the people that sat with them for the entire harvest
Rizpah.
period. And, yeah.
Because she was one of the moms.
Right.
And so then David agreed to take the bones of Saul, Jonathan, and all those killed by the Gibeonites, so those 7 kids, and bury them in the tomb of Kish at Zelah. And I don't know why that's important. I probably should have looked that up at some point.
Right, yeah.
But that pleases God, and the famine ends. Because we like murder.
Right.
So chapter 22 is that fucking song.
Yep.
And I'm not even...
No, it doesn't even need... It was stupid. How's that?
It was so fucking stupid.
Done.
And then chapter 23 is David's last words, in which he expresses gladness at the goodness of his house.
Right.
And it tells the stories of his mighty warriors and the guys known as the 30. The 3 and then the 30. Yeah. And then chapter 24 tells the story of more calamities on Israel, where God is angry once again at Israel.
Right.
And instructs David to take a census. And Joab has reservations, but it ultimately relents. And then when the results come in, David's like, what the fuck? Oh no, I did bad and wrong. And he begs God for mercy.
Yeah.
And this is where Gad the prophet, like, I don't know what happened to Nathan, but now we got Gad.
Right.
He offers David 3 choices of punishment. Either 3 years of plague, 3 months of pursuit by enemies, or 3 days of plague.
Right.
So famine, war, plague. And he chooses the plague.
Yep.
And 70,000 people die.
Right.
Because that makes perfect fucking sense.
In no way whatsoever.
Right. And so, after 3 days, the angel of death reaches Jerusalem. And he's on the threshing floor of a man named Araunah, the Jebusite.
Yep.
And God tells him to stop. And David's horrified, arguing that it should be him and his family that are punished.
Right.
And so he buys the land, builds an altar, and stops the plague. And
I mean, it hypothetically would have stopped anyway, but whatever.
Right, exactly. Well, I mean, it was only supposed to be 3 days.
Right.
So
yeah,
that's another case of why do I have to do a thing that you already set the rules? You already said it would only be 3 days.
Right.
So...
Yep.
And that was just like a really weird, odd place to end, because there is more coming.
Sure.
About this guy.
Yeah.
So I don't really understand, like, why it starts in a new book.
I don't know exactly myself. I guess we'll find out.
I guess. I don't like the way that these are broken up.
Yeah.
And I feel like if we had done a pop quiz, we would have failed.
I thought I did pretty good.
You would have done great. I would have failed because I didn't remember which parts were in 1 Samuel and which parts were in 2 Samuel.
Yeah.
I barely remembered some of the stories.
Right.
So I am glad we did a recap.
Okay. Well, that's our recap for 2 Samuel and 1 Samuel.
Yeah.
And tomorrow we'll be coming back with 2 more episodes. One's going to be the...
You're always wrong.
The contradictions.
You're always wrong.
And the other one will be the...
Sacrilegious Book Club.
That one. All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye. Hey, wife. I guess that's the end?
But husband, that's just sad.
It doesn't have to be. We are on lots of social media platforms like Twitter. Our handle there is sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh my God. Stop doing that. Anyway, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. There's a link to all of our social media sites at our website.
Ooh, we have a website?
Yeah, it's sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, where you can also find a link to our merch shop.
We have a merch shop?
Yep, we have podcast-themed clothing, mugs, notebooks, and more, as well as an atheist and science-themed products.
Wow, our fans should really go check that out right now.
Definitely. They can get in touch with us by sending an email to sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. But before they do that, we could really use some help.
Oh yeah? With what?
Well, it's not free running the podcast, and we need some financial support in order to get better equipment, which will free up time so we can concentrate on our podcast and our fans.
Okay, so what should they do?
Head over to patreon.com/sacrilegiousdiscourse and sign up as a contributor on our podcast. Supporters there receive additional bi-weekly episodes that we record just for our Patreon members for as little as $2 a month.
Also, we'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe on whatever platform you're using.
And Apple Podcast reviews help us out tremendously.
Like and subscribe, leave an Apple review, join us on Twitter, support us on Patreon. That's a lot of instructions. Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.
Hey, wife, I guess that's the end?
But husband, that's just sad.
It doesn't have to be. We are on lots of social media platforms like Twitter. Our handle there is sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh my God. Stop doing that. Anyway, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. There's a link to all of our social media sites at our website.
Ooh, we have a website?
Yeah, it's sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, where you can also find a link to our merch shop.
We have a merch shop?
Yep, we have podcast-themed clothing, mugs, notebooks, and more, as well as an atheist and science-themed products.
Wow, our fans should really go check that out right now.
Definitely. They can get in touch with us by sending an email to sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. But before they do that, we could really use some help.
Oh yeah? With what?
Well, it's not free running the podcast, and we need some financial support in order to get better equipment, which will free up time so we can concentrate on our podcast and our fans.
Okay, so what should they do?
Head over to patreon.com/sacrilegiousdiscourse and sign up as a contributor on our podcast. Supporters there receive additional bi-weekly episodes that we record just for our Patreon members for as little as $2 a month.
Also, we'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe on whatever platform you're using.
And Apple Podcast reviews help us out tremendously.
Like and subscribe, leave an Apple review, join us on Twitter, support us on Patreon. That's a lot of instructions. Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.